Are you coming in nice and toasted? Good. Me too. I wanted to talk to you today about one of my favorite shows on Adult Swim. It is a good show to watch while toasted, yes, but it's also even good to watch while not. The show that I'm talking about today is called Smiling Friends, created by Zach Hadel, Psychic Pebbles, and Michael Cusack. It revolves around a company that goes around to different people and tries to make them smile. Honestly, it's been my comfort show for a while now, and the entire thing is about 3 hours long and is nothing but bangers from start to end. I remember watching the pilot when it came out and voting for it on the Adult Swim poll, so you could say I've been there since the start. But that's not why I called you in today. I recently watched the show again, in one night I might add, and I noticed something that I wanted to make others aware of, and that is that the critters, one of the dominant species of the world, are currently taking over, and in a couple of generations will completely assimilate the human race in the Smiling Friends universe. Now you may be asking yourself, Toasty, what the heck are you talking about? Well, for those of you that are not in the know, let's go over a little bit of background. The two sentient species in Smiling Friends are the humans and the critters. So we'll start with the ones that you're familiar with. Humans are just like us. We'll consider the characters with body hair, relative normal proportions, with maybe one or two exceptions, and the range of normal human skin colors in this category. Characters we can see that are human include Desmond of Desmond's Bibli Control, who we see in the episode where he is helped by the Smiling Friends and ends up starting his own company. Aside from his weird-shaped head, he does have very human characteristics. The Boss, who we see in the majority of the show's current episodes, aside from his abnormally large head, he does have normal proportions and no pastel skin color. And we also see Jennifer the Barista, who we see in the episode Shrimp's Odyssey, where she is mistaken by Pim to be Shrimpina. She is one of the most human-looking characters out of the examples that I am referencing today. Now the other species that we're looking at today are the critters. There are many characters that fall into this category, and we'll describe them as usually having vibrant skin colors like bright red or yellow, and having slight or vast differences in body shape, like having eyes on one side of their head or large bodies and small heads. Or looking like fast food items. Glep, Charlie, Alan, Pim are all members of this species, and you can kind of see why they would be under this label. Now, throughout the show, but specifically in the episodes Frowning Friends, we see that there is also a third kind of species that inhabits the Earth in this universe. The hybrids of humans and critters. Now, this shows us a couple of things. That critters and humans can interbreed. However, when a human and critter have a hybrid child, that child is also considered a critter. Here are a couple of examples of characters that I would consider hybrids in the show. Mr. Man, DJ Spit, and Graham Nelly. If you look at the characteristics in them, you can see the human influence in their genes. One of the bigger differences we can see between hybrids and normal critters is the appearance of body hair. So let's look at the difference between DJ Spit and Alan. They do have very different looks, but they are both definitely identifiable as critters. DJ Spit and Alan look like very different parts of the critter to human spectrum. Alan has no neck, long limbs, and red vibrant skin with no hair. The only piece of clothing he wears normally is a tie, only changing with special occasions. DJ Spin, on the other hand, very clearly wears clothing and has hair in various parts of his body. These same differences can be seen in the other two characters that I named. Mr. Man has very specific human-like characteristics, skin that, while not exactly any skin color associated with humans, isn't specifically a pastel color, and decently normal body proportions. However, he does have a differently shaped head and nose, which leads me to believe that he is a hybrid. He is also listed as a critter on the Wikipedia. Graham has very distinct looks about him as well. He sports hair coming out from under a beanie as well as facial hair. We can see that his nose and body proportions are very human-like as well. Now, because the hybrids are considered critters, the process of interbreeding between the two species will eventually lead to there being only critters inhabiting the planet. Humans will no longer exist in this universe, and I'll try to make an example for you to illustrate the change in population and how rapid it'll be. Now, if we pick a random number of critters and humans on the planet, let's say 100, one half humans, one half critters. One half of each side, 1/4 of the total, will breed with the other species members, while the remaining members will breed within themselves. One child each, the ratio will turn from half and half to 1/4 the sample size being human and 3/4 the sample size being critters. and that would be in just one generation. As the generations continue, eventually the humans will become less and less, eventually leading to critters becoming the dominant species as well as the only species even further down the line. So, very soon, everyone is going to be vibrant colors and weird body shapes. Which I don't think is a huge problem. And I don't think anyone else has a huge problem with it either. There's no indication that humans and critters are all that different. There's no class differences, no differences in abilities. They just look a little different and act a little different. The critters currently inhabiting the planet for the most part act like humans anyway, aside from the Bliblies, which act more like pests than sentient beings. So, in conclusion, the universe of Smiling Friends is reaching a species singularity, meaning eventually the two species will merge into one. The good thing is, it isn't a hostile takeover, where one side annihilates the other. It's a voluntary thing that is and will happen, and nothing can really be done about it. The only real question to pose on the topic is how long will this exactly take? I would estimate maybe 1 to 2 generations, but that's just a theory. What do you all think? Are you fearing the inevitable critter takeover of the planet, or are you okay with it happening? I personally think it's a good thing, since all our favorite characters are critters. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I did want to branch out from doing only Dragon Ball theories and Dragon Ball videos, so here's something new. If you haven't checked out the show, definitely give it a shot. It's honestly really good, so I would suggest it. And so stay tuned. There's plenty more to come in the future. And remember, if you're not toasted with toasted mushroom, you're just baked.